Welcome. This is a recording for those of you who have just not got the time to sit, stop, and read through an article, but who might be curious about what we're sharing. So here's a reading of our latest article. We are built for better workplace connection. This is about using our biology to navigate incivility in the workplace. I don't think my experience with team meetings in the past was unique. I'd watched the colleagues who would lean in, pumping energy and drive into conversations. Their feelings of frustration that things weren't moving or changing fast enough would gently turn the volume up on their voices and get them jumping in over other people's comments. I probably sat in this camp quite often myself, letting my voice be driven by the rising energy in my chest and the voice in my head saying, "Oh, come on." Another set of colleagues, triggered by the big energy, would slowly begin to retreat into themselves, resenting the dominant energy in the room that failed to stop and really listen in to what was being said. Their silence stewed with, "There's no point to me saying anything." I've been that colleague too, though not as frequently, and watched as my voice disappeared deep within me and checked out because there was so little value in being present. And in those meetings, the two camps would bounce off each other, driving them deeper into their respective corners. The louder camp getting ever more frustrated at the quiet camp who were not bringing any energy to the table, and the quiet camp getting ever more resentful of being stomped on by the louder ones. If you make sure the meeting lasts at least an hour, you've often achieved more disconnect in a team than connection. The complete opposite of a meeting of minds. Incivility isn't just a vibe, it's an economic crisis now. Last year, incivility in the workplace was rising fast, and according to a survey by the Society for Human Rights Management, 56% of US workers had experienced one or more acts of incivility at work. Simply witnessing incivility cost employees an average of 37 minutes of lost productivity per act. A quarter of employees who witness incivility say they're more likely to leave their job. And the total cost? A staggering $2 billion per day in lost productivity and associated absenteeism. It's kind of hard to get your head around those numbers. And let's be honest, this cannot be just the US. What we're doing differently at The View Looks Good. As a small but growing business, creating safety to connect is now the foundation of how we work, because we didn't want to build a business where incivility was just normalized, shrugged off, or ignored. It made us so deeply uncomfortable and unhappy that we chose to understand what was going on in those moments, recognizing now our nervous systems are always at play and running the shop. So we built our way of working around this core truth. We make it feel safe to feel all the feelings of being human. The big feelings that arise with the sympathetic nervous system activated, and the small feelings that arise with the dorsal system activated. And we support each other to move through them and back into a balanced state and not act from them. So what that actually looks like? Well, in a team meeting at The View Looks Good, when emotions show up, that looks like us pausing. We name what's here. That might sound like, I'm noticing how frustrated I'm feeling about our progress. There's a "come on, let's go" voice shouting in my head. Or it might sound like, I can feel my body wanting to shut down and avoid this. is just too much right now. And then often someone laughs, someone lets out a sigh, or the tension just breaks a little because we've named what's actually in the room. And it is just received. It's fully welcomed and received and not made to be wrong. And it's okay, because that's how fear and insecurity are showing up in that moment. And then we ask the question, what is needed to bring us back into balance and to feel a sense of safety in this moment? Okay, if I'm honest, that part is just done on autopilot these days. But sometimes that is a moment to sit in quiet with each other and just sense the feelings that are there a little bit more. Sometimes it is a request to take a break and go and release a little of the excess energy from the adrenaline and the cortisol that's building up and come back afterwards. Sometimes it's a gentle set of words of kindness to each other that begin to wake us back up out of resistance and return to connection. It varies, but always the step is, let's find a way to reconnect to ourselves and each other and create solutions from there. And the impact? Well, it's a deep and steady trust in our culture. We're not just more productive. Work has actually become a place of repair and growth as a side benefit to all of our work. And we say this a lot, but it still surprises us how much understanding our nervous systems bring and how much clarity they offer to the chaos. If you want to learn more, as ever, if you're feeling curious about how your nervous system shapes connection or disconnection at work, you can check out the overview of our nervous systems on our website at www. Is that too many W's? www.theviewlooksgood.com. You can also find all of the courses we are offering, the coaching and the consulting for workplaces, or you can just drop us a note to say hi. We look forward to connecting with you.